My name is Shane Harris, and I'm proud to serve as San Diego Public Advocate. I am here today because the Del Mar Fairgrounds, a state-managed public institution, is facing a deep crisis of equity, culture, and accountability. And the time for ignoring these issues has come to an end today. Over the last few months, a new lawsuit filed by a woman executive pulled back the curtain on something that many of us have seen, felt, heard for years. In her complaint, she describes senior administrators casually using racially charged language, referring to a colleague as a black lady during conflict, or saying he is black when discussing a background check, as if a person's race were a risk factor. These are not isolated comments. These are not slips of the tongue. These are indicators of a culture that treats race as a warning label. And this lawsuit did not shock me, in fact. It confirmed what I have observed personally at this fairground for many, many years, attending events, meeting staff, and reviewing leadership. What I have seen consistently is what my office calls the diversity deficit. To my right here, and your left, you'll see an image that depicts the issue of the fairgrounds. People of color on one side of the gate, and white people are on the other side of the gate. When you study the administrative levels of the fairgrounds, you see people of color on one side of the gate and white people on the other side of the gate. The diversity deficit is the stark, undeniable absence of people of color in key administrative and executive leadership positions here at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. It's visible, it's persistent, and it affects every decision made in these publicly owned buildings and on this publicly owned, state-owned land. The undercurrent here is that the taxpayers own this land. You cannot serve an entire county, a county as diverse as San Diego is, when the people in power do not reflect the people walking through these gates. Now, I want to acknowledge something important. Governor Newsom has recently made credible, qualified appointments of people of color to the Fairgrounds Commission. That matters. That shows that our state leadership understands the need for representation when it comes to oversight. The State Commission oversees not only the administrative staff of the fairgrounds, but the stewardship of the public land that they sit on. And let us be clear, diversity on the commission means nothing if the administration beneath it refuses to change. The diversity deficit lives the daily operations inside the hiring patterns, inside the executive offices. And the lawsuit makes that point unmistakable. That is why last night my public advocate office submitted a formal package of proposals and materials to the Fairgrounds Commission and the executive director, Carlene Moore. We issued a proposal for a workforce equity analysis. This workforce equity analysis calls for an independent investigation or a third-party investigation into racial disparities that are alleged, promotion patterns, workplace culture, and the treatment of black and brown employees. 2, We proposed a vendor disparity study proposal, and all of you in the media should have copies of these, to examine inequities in contracting and procurement, because vendors of color deserve equal access to economic opportunity at these fairgrounds. 3, we also issued a detailed letter that my office sent condemning the 2050 outreach plan, a plan that completely ignored communities like Southeastern San Diego and City Heights, communities that have long supported the fairgrounds for decades, were shut out of shaping its future. Roughly 50 attendees attended the Community Outreach Forum in Balboa Park, where that was the only session that was held in accordance to this 2050 plan, and roughly 50 attendees, residents of the city of San Diego, got to attend the Balboa Park session. That is almost zero representation from the city of San Diego. And the communities that have often supported the fairgrounds, whether they were coming to concerts or they were coming to the Del Mar Fair over the years, it is unacceptable from any public institution, but especially one like this overseen by the state of California. And the timing matters, because tomorrow morning, the State Fairgrounds Commission will hold its final meeting of the year. The last chance in 2025 for this board to admit some of these concerns and take some real action going into the new year. So here's what must happen. First, the commission must publicly acknowledge the severity of the lawsuit filed. This is not a routine litigation. This is a mirror held up to this institution behind me. Secondly, the commission must confront the diversity deficit directly, not minimize it, not deny it, not hide it. Third, the commission must adopt the workforce equity analysis and the vendor disparity study immediately. These are the tools needed to measure the harm and correct the failures. Fourth, the fairgrounds must rebuild the 2050 outreach plan from the ground up with real engagement, real community partners, and real representation. Because you cannot design a fairgrounds for the future using the voices of only a few. And finally, the administration must commit to transparency, reporting progress publicly, acknowledging barriers honestly, and working with communities collaboratively. Excuse me. Today is a turning point, a moment of truth, a chance to choose equity over comfort, honesty over silence, and transformation over tradition. The diversity deficit here at the Del Mar Fairgrounds is real. The lawsuit proves it. The leadership structure reflects it. The outreach failures reinforce it. And the community has endured it. But this moment is also an opportunity to make the fairgrounds stronger, fairer, more inclusive, and more reflective of all of the people of San Diego County. The governor has opened the door by appointing a more diverse commission. Now the administration that sits within these gates must walk through that door and change. And let me be clear, whether they choose to change or choose to resist, my office will not stop pushing. We will not stop demanding, and we will not stop fighting for fairness, equity, and representation at every level of this institution. And tomorrow, when I confront the board regarding my office's concerns and the proposals that we are making, the first time ever proposals, that will be the beginning of the process. This morning, I spoke to a number of the commissioners, including Sam Nejabat, the president of the Del Mar Fair Grounds State Commission that oversees the Fairgrounds, the Agricultural District Commission. I also spoke to Donna DeBerry, the newly appointed and first African-American woman to be appointed to the state commission by the governor. She was expected to be here. She may be running late, and I did not want to hold the press conference too long, so I do not want to hold until she's here. If she drives up and she's able to get in here, that's fine. But I can confirm, and I can confirm with the press via text and via phone that I have spoken with 4 commissioners that oversee the fairgrounds here, and all of them have assured me that the proposals that my office is making are being looked into, and that they are also going to look into an investigation regarding the leadership structure here. And those of you who know, I do my work. I do my homework, and I have specifically talked to the commissioners directly. I would have no reason to stand here and lie about that. So we're beginning the process. I'll now take questions regarding this matter, and I want to thank you all for being here. I'll take questions from the media. So Donna DeBerry, the first African-American woman appointed to the commission, did convey to me that she takes these concerns seriously, that they want to see more public involvement in the commission that oversees the fairgrounds. And they need some help to do that. And they're going to look into what that help looks like, what the structure looks like, and ultimately what the future looks like for that stakeholder engagement and increasing that diversity. She did convey that they are seriously looking into not only the allegations that have been raised, not just by me, but by other members of the community and the lawsuit itself, and that they are going to proceed with an investigation looking into the fairgrounds leadership structure. Same thing, Sam Nejabat confirmed the president of the commission confirmed that he received the inquiry and that they will be following up. And they look forward to seeing me tomorrow at their last meeting of the year. Lawsuit was filed somewhere in September of this year, based on news reports. Say that again? Which what? Oh, I believe it was. I'm not sure about that. Because we're not connected to the lawsuit in any way, but we're referencing the lawsuit in our claims and concerns.
Do you know at all if Ms. Carmichael's role in the bid rigging case was used or
Miss Carmichael's role in what?
in the bid rigging lawsuit? Ms. Dover testified that she administered
I believe that there are some serious concerns there, and that's why I'm calling for an investigation, independent, which was never done regarding that. And that's a separate issue. Ms. Carmichael, I believe she was targeted, but I don't know. I don't work here, so I want to be careful. But the lawsuit alleges that she was targeted because she was told she was the whistleblower, a white woman, and I got this wrong, so for those of you who got the media